Hi, everybody. I'm Adam McDowell with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Chicago and parkbench.com/North Center. I'm here today with the managing director and one of the ensemble members of Third Coast Percussion, Reba Cafarelli and Peter Martin. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi.
Thank you for being my first Zoom interview as well as we move online. So let's start a little bit of background about you guys. You all met at Northwestern, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So tell me, you had a mentor and you all started performing together. Give me a little bit about that background.
Yeah, absolutely. So we all have various degrees from Northwestern, but at a certain point, we're all going to school together at what is now known as the Bienen School of Music at Northwestern. And we were all classically trained percussionists. We were all in school together, learning music together, and we had a really amazing mentor. And part of his curriculum was working or teaching percussion through the type of music that we play now, which is chamber music for percussion. We really fell in love with the music, really enjoyed playing music together. And there were no professional models for groups like ours out there in the world. And we just decided to figure it out ourselves. So we started self-presenting in the city of Chicago, all throughout the city at a variety of venues, both big and small. One thing led to another, then we started doing some more touring, both nationally as well as internationally, and that grew and grew to the point where we were able to quit our other artistic jobs and other things that we were doing, and it became a full-time job about 7 years ago. And since then we continue to grow, and now it's not just the 4 ensemble members, but we also have 3 full-time staff members that help run the organization as well. We won our first Grammy in 2017, and we were nominated for our second Grammy just this past year.
Congratulations on that. That's pretty incredible. What is the furthest country you guys have played, or the furthest away from Chicago?
We were, early in January, we were in Hong Kong. This is pre-incubation period. We were in Hong Kong. Last spring, we were in Taiwan. Last fall, we were actually down for the first time in South America in Colombia. So we spend most of the time in the continental U.S., but we've been doing more and more performing both in Asia as well as Europe, and are just starting to get into South American markets as well.
Cool. So a big part of your performance model you were telling me is you're doing residencies at some universities. I know you just had one at DePauw University that was supposed to be happening right now, right?
Yeah. We were, we have one coming up at DePauw University in Indiana, and we were supposed to be doing some work at DePauw University here in Chicago, which unfortunately had to be canceled for obvious reasons.
Yeah. So let's talk about the pivot you guys have made. Keeping your business flexible is always important, and it's a really cool story you guys have. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're saving part of that residency at DePauw?
Yeah. So, for instance, the residency that we're doing in DePauw not only includes a main performance or concert appearance, but in addition, we're doing a variety of educational offerings, and those educational offerings include us going to K through 12 schools to give student performances and outreach performances. We're also engaging collegiate students doing master classes with people studying music, and both specialists like the percussionists like ourselves studying percussion, but also with larger groups of music students where we can talk about everything from playing chamber music to actually how to run a not-for-profit or a performing arts organization. So as we're pivoting towards a live stream model, we realize that most of these engagement activities we can actually do virtually. And we're fortunate enough to not only have the staff and the time and the talent to make this stuff happen, but we also are fortunate that we have the technology available to ourselves to be able to make this happen. And with this ability, we've been able to recoup a lot of those earnings, from earned income that we were going to lose if we had to cancel all the shows for the remaining portion of our season.
Reba, can you tell me a little bit about what your role looked like, how you helped make that transition, and how you're communicating what you guys can offer now?
Yeah, absolutely. With the engagement with DePauw as an example, I'm the primary point of contact with the presenter while we're setting up the engagement. So a couple of my colleagues and I put our heads together, and when we found out that the live performance had to be canceled, we came up with a counter proposal and just a thought, back to the presenter to see if they would be flexible and open to the idea of going online. And actually what we found out is that the presenter was incredibly receptive to it. They're very open to this concept because they miss having an audience in their halls. They miss having the students in the classrooms, and they still need to engage the students, even though they're not on campus. They're doing distance learning right now. So we had everything right there here in our studio that we could turn around and offer via Zoom or other web conference technology. So they were super excited that we could continue to offer that because classes are marching on even though they're not in the classroom. And then with the live performance, we did a test to see how it would work for a private audience, and we're able to, prove to the presenter at DePauw that it would work. And he was very pleased by that, and we found ways that we can get it streamed on their own website. So when the time comes for this concert, everyone who would have shown up in person and then more will show up online and engage with the performance. So he's going to have an even wider audience around and available. And it's also an Earth Day concert. So we're going to tie into Earth Day and hopefully get a really awesome showing online.
Great. So you guys did one this past Friday. You guys had your first live stream concert, and you had a huge audience for that.
Yes. We had about 3,400 people tune in over the course of the hour. And at any given time, there were over 700 people watching. So that was so incredible. And actually the best part was watching the live chat happening on the sidebar. So while the ensemble was playing, my colleagues and I from the staff were watching and monitoring the conversation, and we were able to actually lob live questions to the ensemble. My colleague was texting them questions so they could answer them on the screen, which was so cool. And everybody was having such a good time. Everyone was, again, so hungry to connect and be a part of something that it was almost like a mini party happening.
That's really cool. It changes what it means to be a live performance, because now there's not that fourth wall between the stage and your audience anymore. It's broken down a little bit.
Yes.
That's a really neat, happy accident sort of thing to come out of all of this.
Yeah,
For sure.
So what you have one coming up this Saturday for Earth Day. How can people live stream that one?
Well, this one's go ahead, Pete. Go ahead.
Sorry, Reba. I'll say what I know and I'll let you jump in because you actually probably have more of the details than I do. So we're doing a concert this Saturday, and it's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be live streamed via YouTube Live, and it's co-sponsored by the University of Chicago Presents, Chamber Music Detroit, 92nd Street Y in New York. 92nd Street Y in New York was actually the presenter that we were supposed to be doing a concert in New York City this Saturday. So again, we got together with both them as well as a couple other presenting organizations to be able to pool our resources together and be able to, make this live stream concert happen. And we're going to be doing a lot of really great repertoire. We're doing some repertoire by composer Devonte Hines, whose stage name is Blood Orange, that people might be familiar with. Doing some amazing music by an amazing composer from Indiana, Jay Lynn, who's also very popular in the electronic dance music world. And we're also doing some music by a really well-known classical composer, Philip Glass. And this is all music that was written specifically for us. And we're really excited to share it with the virtual world.
And Pete's Too Modest, another piece on the program that's written by him, by Peter Martin, called Bend. The ensemble's played it all over the world, and I'm going to play it on Saturday as well. And then separate from that is the Earth Day concert, which is actually April 22nd, and that'll be streamed on our YouTube channel as well.
So how can people find you guys online, social media, things like that?
We're on all the major socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, Third Coast Percussion. Okay,
great. Thank you guys so much for all your time, for answering some questions and telling me a little bit about what you guys do. It's really cool to see you guys pivot, and it'll be fun to watch how this changes even after quarantine is over. Thank you guys all for watching. I'm Adam McDowell with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Chicago, your path to home, and parkbench.com/North Center. Check these guys out. I'll have the live stream link posted on this article as well.